Welcome again, everyone. We're going to do another reading, chapter 3 this time. Yes, from the same book, Quantum. I'm not going to fool you. We'll stick with the same book throughout. The title of the chapter is "The Sun Has Got Your Brain." Not your brain, it was my brain, and it was uttered originally in Arabic. And when it was said, I didn't know, but it was translated for me, and you'll have to read the chapter to get the context. However, I'm just going to read a page, but before I do, the previous paragraph, I'm just pointing out that in many of the books I had read previous and since, it was rarely, or should I say rarely, have I read the description of the night sky, because especially in a country like Sudan or in any desert space, it really does hit you like a sledgehammer. Half your day traveling is nighttime, and if you're not struck dumb sometimes by the clarity of what is above your head, I think you're only half traveling. But that's my own opinion, right? So I'm lamenting this fact that many of these wonderful guys, mostly, haven't even mentioned what's above their heads. So I'm teasing that out here in this page, and it's just a short page. So hang in there, and we'll enjoy. So chapter 3, "The Sun Has Got Your Brain." Could one travel through such a place and not look up? To the Romans it was the Via Lactea. To the Greeks before them it was the Galaxius Kyklos, the Milky Circle. I would have preferred that, but by whatever name, it is an awesome and humbling sight. The majesty of our Milky Galaxy, arcing over and turning us all, is surely the grandest scene that can be witnessed by the human eye. And where better to see it than in the dryness of a desert? Wherever in the world one travels, that sight above one's head comforts and gives direction in more ways than one. The plough pointing to Polaris, its handle to Arcturus, Orion's belt to Sirius, and so many other asterisms and constellations, familiar from home, made me strangely comfortable. The slow shifting patterns of their turning embedded themselves within my head, and despite months of nightly wonder, it was always difficult to let that enthralling sky vista go and close my eyes to sleep. But before rising to the stars, I had teeth to brush, and as I did, there came a longing to slosh my mouth with a chilled bottle of Irish spring water. During the heat of day, the water in the plastic bottles became tepid and just about tolerable, but at night, when my world became private again, that water which had soaked up the sun all day, well, it was bloody awful. I would spit the staleness out, then shake out the sleeping bag and climb in. And like Houdini, I would wriggle to form a comfortable depression in the sand. Fluffing up a pile of sweat-filled clothes as a pillow was the final ritual act. Only then was I ready. I had sat in planetariums, but the real deal is truly something else. No simulation here. Real satellites, real meteorites, real-time motion across the dome. The pointers of the plough, that most recognizable of all asterisms, gave its direction to the North Star, then on to Cassiopeia, Queen of Ethiopia. Below the Queen stretched her daughter Andromeda, with her lover Perseus holding the severed head of Medusa and his horse Pegasus ready to fly. I spent a good hour trying to join the twinkling dots of this piece of mythology. Whose were the minds who put the stories up there? Were they shepherds or shamans, artists or seers, pharaohs, philosophers, or maybe even children? Some are as old as the last ice age, begging an unknowable question in my mind, that ancestors of both desert Bedouin and Arctic Inuit may well have used the same asterisms to guide their respective ways over ice and sand. Inside the empty square of Pegasus, I tried to spot some point of light, then hop-skipped to the real Andromeda, our closest galactic neighbour, once presumed to be inside our own galaxy until Hubble proved otherwise and blew a great hole in our collective grasp of where we thought we were. Tolerating the chill air on my naked right arm, I stretched it upward and took aim, with a forefinger at that woolly smudge 2.3 million light years away, not even a stone's throw in galactic terms. I was flying now, high on location. Surely, in that fuzzy blob of 1 trillion stars, there were thousands of travellers, travelling across their own planets, just like the thousands here on Earth. Everyone travels. If there is life, there is travelling, and there must be life. Are they gazing up too, up and out of their own versions of night, wondering as we do? Who is out there? Who knows? 10 years later, in 1995, the first of many, many planets was discovered along that very edge of Pegasus. We travel, to lie or sit in odd places and look beyond home. To look through the given of our times into the ordinary extraordinary that awaits us when we are ready. It was one of those nights I imagined I might never forget. Nights that we all know. Nights that take hold of something we cannot name. Something old beyond our telling. Nights when nights when all philosophies pale to dust. I hope you enjoy that. Thank you so much for listening, and I wish you a good night. If you are someplace where it's clear and bright, just pop out now and have a look up and enjoy the night sky, and we'll see you again soon.